Welcome back to the Ultimate Racing League and your Porsche versus Ferrari challenge. This is League 1 and this is Race 2, where we have a reverse grid from Race 1. So how they finished in Race 1 gets flipped on its head, and if you finish last, you start first. If you finish first, you start last, and everything in between. So let's take you down through the grid after Race 1 as now completed, and we'll have a look at where people will be starting this race, which is a soft and medium race, I believe. I might be wrong. We'll have to see how things pan out throughout the race. I can't remember what it was when I did it. So it might be all the way softs, just a straight up sprint, but we shall see. Anyway, so we've got Nordy on pole for race 2. We've got URL DJ in second place. We've got Hoggy in third, and then fourth is Willard with Unforgiven in fifth. Sly in sixth after some great battling in race 1, along with Unforgiven as well. We've got Enzo Jack in seventh after his spill, recovering to third, but he's going to be starting in seventh place in this race. Itsumi Dan started in eighth, and winner of race 1 in the Skittles livery Porsche, we got City Shot at the back of the grid. He's going to be keen to get through and get some more valuable points. So let's get the lights going and get this race underway. 2, 3 lights, 4 lights, and 5 lights, and away we go. That was a longer pause than I thought. And Nordy now takes us down into turn 1. It's going to be a night race, this one, so it'll be challenging to keep an eye on everything. But into turn 1 they go with DJ on the looking to make moves, looking up the inside of Nordy, to be honest, and Hoggy now looking at the outside of URL DJ as everybody starts to come down towards turn 2. I think everybody got through okay, but we are nearly 3 abreast again coming down into turn 2. Who's going to have the balls to hold this line? Nordy keeping it up front. URL DJ in second. Hoggy comes through in third. Willard in fourth. URL Unforgiven now dropping down to, I say dropping down, in fifth. He was in fifth anyway. Sly in sixth. Under pressure now from City Shot is Enzo Jack in seventh. With, Enzo Jack going up the inside of Sly. So didn't see that one coming, but Enzo Jack sticking up the inside of Sly. They're side by side going into turn 3, but Enzo Jack's got the inside line. Is he going to be able to hold that line going into turn 4? Or is Sly going to stick it back up the inside? Now Enzo Jack has got that move done going into turn 4. So Enzo Jack up in the 6th place. City Shot also ahead of Itsumi Dan. So City Shot moving up into 8th place. Sly looking to come back at Enzo Jack. Unforgiven, still holding on to 5th. Dropping off, putting Willard under a bit of pressure there, who's in 4th. Hoggy, URL DJ and Nordy looking comfortable out in front. We look back down to see these guys who are going to be, they've got to be careful they don't trip over themselves, really. They were quite clearly the quicker of the pack in race 1 here at the Red Bull Ring, but if they start battling too hard amongst each other, they're going to struggle to get through the pack and get up into the podium places. So they may want to start working together, but I don't see that in these guys at all. As we know they are fierce battlers. We've seen them go tooth and nail in these races so far. As Enzo Jack now looking to move up the inside of Unforgiven, not quite far enough alongside. Now he's going to have to defend against Sai, who's coming back at him down what will be the outside into turn 3. But Sai has got ahead before they get towards the apex. So is Enzo Jack going to send it up the inside? He is. He's going for the inside line, but Sai has got him on the brakes. And Sai now back up into 6th place. Enzo Jack dropping to 7th. And now he's got City Shot for company in 8th place. Itsumi Dan looking to come back at City Shot as well. So these guys are doing exactly what I said they don't want to do. They are battling amongst each other, and that is enabling Nordy and URL DJ, along with Hoggy up in front, and Willard really, to start to stretch away. But Unforgiven is still keeping Willard honest there. Sai looking to make a move on Unforgiven now, and Silly Shot looking to get past Enzo Jack. So we'll stay with Sai as we go round to finish lap 2, and Enzo Jack kicking up a bit of grass. Is that going to give Silly Shot the impetus going into turn 2? But Itsumi Dan is right on the tail of Silly Shot there, looking to come back at him. as they go into turn 1 and on the exit of turn 1. So exit of turn 1, Isumi Dan is on the back of City Shot. City Shot not quite close enough as Isumi Dan looks to move the inside of City Shot, and he does. Isumi Dan making a move on City Shot. Is he going to hold that line going into turn 2? Under braking, and Isumi Dan holding that inside line. He's right up behind Enzo Jack now, and he has made that move stick, and now he's having a look up the side of Enzo Jack, but Enzo Jack's got a good exit, so Enzo Jack holds on to 7th place. Isumi Dan makes his way up into 8th. Hoggy has dropped back, so what's happened to Hoggy there? He's dropped back. He was up in, well, he was in 2nd place, so he's just outbraked himself and had to avoid DJ there. He's made his way up into 1st, and Nordy in 2nd place now, Willard in 3rd, Sai in 4th. Sai's made a move in that exchange up to 4th, Unforgiven in 5th, and now Hoggy looking to make amends, coming back at Unforgiven, but Enzo Jack looking to go around the outside of Hoggy. Enzo Jack around the outside of Hoggy, but he goes wide, so Enzo Jack goes wide and loses the place to Isumi Dan, and Isumi Dan making moves. Silly Shot back to the back of the grid, up the inside of Enzo Jack, and Enzo Jack has gone from, I think he was up into sort of 6th, has gone to the back of the pack with Silly Shot and Isumi Dan moving up, Hoggy holding on to 6th, Unforgiven in 5th, and all the while this is happening, URL DJ is starting to clear off in the distance. Yeah, so a few car lengths now for URL DJ as he stretches his legs out in front. Nordy in 2nd place, proving to be a little bit of a bottleneck now, holding everybody back, allowing DJ to sort of move ahead, but Unforgiven looking to come back at Sai. So we're going on to lap 4 now, and Unforgiven is looking to make a move on Sai. Is Unforgiven going to be able to make that move into turn 1? No, not quite, so he's going to have to tuck in behind as they get through turn 1 and head on up to turn 2. And Isumi Dan now makes a move on Hoggy, so Isumi Dan's got up the inside of Hoggy into turn 1, and he's made that move stick, but Hoggy is going to come back at him. As we can see up front, there was a move going on up front as well, but we'll stay with Hoggy, as Hoggy is just having a drop back, so Isumi Dan is held on to that place, and Unforgiven there in 5th, Willard in 4th, and Sai is up into 3rd, so he's got past Willard. Unforgiven now looking to have a move on Sai, but Unforgiven is not going to be able to get that done. Isumi Dan is got Hoggy all over the back of him. Really tough to keep an eye on people as Silly Shot picks up a half-second time penalty. The lighting making it really hard to pick up on what's going on, but we'll stay with it obviously. And Isumi Dan now looking to make a move on Unforgiven. Unforgiven looks to be holding up Isumi Dan, so Isumi Dan on a mission. As Silly Shot serves a half-second time penalty, and Enzo Jack moves up into 8th place, and he can now get on the road up after Hoggy, and Isumi Dan gets a move done on Unforgiven up the inside there, so Isumi Dan up into 5th place, Unforgiven losing another place down into 6th. And all the while this is happening, DJ is gradually eking out in front, so looking good for DJ as things stand. Nordy now has Sai for company, so Sai, the big mover from the high finishers in race 1, and now Sai moving to the outside of Nordy to try and make the move. Is he going to hold that outside line through into turn 2? Oh no, he does. He gets the move done around the outside. Nordy gets the apex as well, but he's already got that move done. And Sai, great move there from Sai, up into 2nd place, and now can get on the road after DJ as Hoggy has lost out to Unforgiven with Enzo Jack now having a look. What's happened to Isumi Dan? Isumi Dan was right up there. Oh, and Willard as well. So let's go back and have a little look, see what's gone on there. So we were watching Sai make a move on Nordy, and as we were doing that, we missed. Oh, so a little nudge there from Isumi Dan has sent Willard round by the look of it. And I think Isumi Dan has obviously waited. Yeah, Isumi Dan has waited. Really unfortunate there. But that's allowed a boost, and then Enzo Jack obviously coming at Hoggy now as a result of those places, and Enzo Jack looking at the inside of Hoggy. Enzo Jack on the inside line of Hoggy. Has Enzo Jack held that line? Hoggy got plenty of room on the outside, but Enzo Jack has made that move. Is Hoggy going to come back after him? He's right up the rear end of Enzo Jack's Ferrari there. Enzo Jack holding that line going into the second part of this lap, and he has made that move stick, so Enzo Jack up into 5th. You are Unforgiven into 4th as a result of those battles, and Sai on his way up the road after DJ, who started to really clear off, but Sai now reeling him back in, with Nordy still providing a bit of a bottleneck for the rest of these guys and making it really hard for anybody to get past him. Great stuff from Nordy as we come round to start lap 6, but he has picked up a half-second time penalty, and Unforgiven has got a great exit out of the final turn, and he's got that move done before the apex of turn 1. So Enzo Jack now having to look at the back of Nordy's Porsche as they come through turn 1, and he's got up the rear end of Nordy now. And is he going to get that slipstream to get him up in front and carry on up after Unforgiven, or is he going to wait for the half-second time penalty? It doesn't look like he is. Enzo Jack looking at the inside of Nordy. Nordy gets that turn just right, and Enzo Jack has to back off, and Enzo Jack now has Hoggy for company. Hoggy picking up a half-second time penalty, but Enzo Jack now has Hoggy for company after looking to move ahead of Nordy. So Enzo Jack now defending for his 5th place. So where he got Hoggy on the previous lap, Hoggy looking to have a go again, but he can't get past, so Enzo Jack holds on to that position. Next Silly Shot looking to send one up the inside of Hoggy, which will be the outside line for the next turn, and Hoggy does hold on to that, but he's going to have to serve his half-second time penalty, which is probably going to cost him that position. As is Nordy, so Nordy is up ahead of Enzo Jack. Unforgiven has got a half-second time penalty as well. Enzo Jack could luck into 3rd place here, as these two have both got to serve half-second time penalties. But Enzo Jack gets through on Nordy. Can he get through on Unforgiven? No, Unforgiven picks up that penalty a little bit too late, which could actually play into Enzo Jack's hands, as Unforgiven will have to serve that, but Enzo Jack has made his way past Nordy, which is going to give him time to get on up the road after Unforgiven, and perhaps make use of Unforgiven's half-second time penalty. Silly Shot, while that's been happening, has made his way up past Hoggy and is now in 6th place, looking at the back of Nordy, with Isumi down with a half-second time penalty, chasing after Hoggy. Willard at the back of the grid then, dropping off the back, unfortunately. He looks like he's had a really poor lap 5, and that has dropped him well back. That was the instant that he had, as URL DJ now comfortably out in front, but Sai looking to reel him in, as Unforgiven then in 3rd place with that half-second time penalty. Now Silly Shot looking to make a move on Nordy. Silly Shot looking to go on Nordy. Nordy holding that inside line as they go into turn 2, towards turn 2. Can Silly Shot get ahead of him as Isumi Dan looks to be coming at Hoggy? Nordy holds that inside line, and Silly Shot can't quite get through. Isumi Dan has got through on Hoggy though. Isumi Dan up into 7th place, Hoggy in 8th. But Silly Shot still all over the back of Nordy. Can he get the move done on Nordy? It doesn't look like he can on this lap. So we'll see if Enzo Jack can get close enough to Unforgiven to get the move done. It doesn't look like he's going to be close enough to benefit from that half-second time penalty of Unforgiven there. So he's going to have to hold back. Yeah, so not quite close enough, but it does mean he's going to be right on his rear bumper as Silly Shot gets a load of oversteer there in the background, and is going to have to... Enzo Jack is going to be tucked right underneath. Is he going to make a dive into turn 1, or is he going to hold station and go for the move up straight into turn 2? Not quite close enough, so can he get a good exit out of turn 1? He has got a good exit. He's up underneath the rear wing of Unforgiven. Which way is he going to go? Which way is Unforgiven going to go? Is Unforgiven going to defensive on the inside line? No, Unforgiven holds the racing line. Enzo Jack to the inside. Can Enzo Jack do him on the brakes? On the brake, and he does. He gets up the inside of URL Unforgiven, and now they're side by side. Unforgiven not giving him any quarter at all. Unforgiven and Enzo Jack now running side by side down into turn 3. Enzo Jack will have the inside line, but does he have the drive? As they come into the braking zone, can he get him on the brakes? Unforgiven holding the outside line, Enzo Jack holding the inside line. They're still side by side as they go into turn 3. Unforgiven will now benefit from the inside line into turn 4, but can Enzo Jack hold? No, Enzo Jack tucks in behind. He cuts back. Is that going to be the cutback as they come out of turn 4? No, but Enzo Jack is all over the back of Unforgiven now. As you can see, Isumi Dan and Hoggy battling away in the rear view there, and Isumi Dan, by the looks of it, has got through on Nordy, who's dropped back. So maybe a mistake from Nordy, but we'll stay with Enzo Jack and Unforgiven, who are battling tooth and nail for this final spot on the podium. So Enzo Jack still tucked right in behind Unforgiven. And can he get a good exit out of this final turn to get onto the start-finish straight and benefit from that slipstream up to turn 1? as he moves to the inside. So, oh, Unforgiven has picked up a half-second time penalty. That is going to put stars in Enzo Jack's eyes as he gets that move done before the apex of turn 1. And off he goes past the URL Unforgiven and gets that move done after that side-by-side battling on the previous lap. Great stuff, but is Unforgiven going to come back at him? As they head in towards turn 2. Unforgiven looking down the outside. Enzo Jack takes a little bit of a defensive line just off of that outer edge, and he does hold that position, and it does look like he's got that one secured for now. As we see, Silly Shot has moved up through into 5th past Nordy, and Isumi Dan has also made his way back up through and is now looking to move on Silly Shot as well. Enzo Jack and Unforgiven look to be settled at the moment, but Isumi Dan through on Nordy. Nordy not looking to give that place back. He's holding his position. So Hoggy with a half-second time penalty as well in 8th place. And all this battling has just allowed Willard to really pull back up onto the back of these guys. And in this penalty period where Hoggy is going to have that half-second time penalty, Willard is going to be right on the back of Hoggy. So, oh no, he isn't. So it looks like Willard might have had a mistake there on the exit. I didn't quite see what happened there, but he lost a lot of pace. And he hasn't quite made that gap. I'm not sure what happened there. So, URL DJ, we haven't seen much of him in this race since he got out in front. He's kind of cleared off and just kept his head down a little bit. Well, not really cleared off, but he's certainly looking serene there up in 1st place and not letting the battles up behind get in his way. And he's really setting some pace now. Even though he's got Sai closing in on him, and he's looking good for this race as things stand. So great stuff from URL DJ after his disappointment in race 1. He's looking good in race 2, and like I said, we haven't seen much of him because he's just kept it so clean. Sai still bridging that gap back to him, making his way up from the back end of the grid of the starting grid. So he's made it inroads, as has Enzo Jack from the back of the grid. So both of those making their way through, with URL Unforgiven now holding on the 4th. Silly Shot in 5th as things start to even steady out a little bit as we come through towards the final 10 minutes of this 25-minute race. But Isumi Dan is not looking to give Silly Shot any breathing space. Hoggy also has Nordy for company. I think Hoggy's made the move there on Nordy, but Nordy not giving up easy, and he's looking to make that move back. Willard there in 9th place, still holding on to the back of this pack. Yeah, so he did lose 2 seconds on that previous lap, so maybe he made a mistake that we didn't quite see, even though we were on him. So I'm not sure what went on there, but he did lose some pace. While we're on Willard, massive shout out to Willard for sharing these replays. I know if they don't get shared, we don't get to do the commentary, and we don't get to bring this race in to you guys who are out there watching. So great to have Willard sharing these replays, and he'll be looking to hopefully get himself further up the grid now as he's holding on to the back of Nordy, but pace does seem to be eluding him compared to the other guys, so maybe this isn't his track, and we will see a recurrence of the Willard of old back in the next race. As we get back up to see URL DJ, Sai is looking a little bit closer. Let's have a little look at their lap times. So Sai, yeah, you can see he's there last 4 laps in those 1:30s, the high end of the 1:30s, but URL DJ only dipping into the 30s twice, so losing a few tenths each lap at the moment, and that is giving Sai the impetus there, and he is closing right up onto the back of DJ now as we speak. So looking good as Enzo Jack has picked up a half-second time penalty, but he's got a good margin on Unforgiven as he serves that penalty, so he is going to hold on to 3rd place. So he does hold on to that 3rd place over Unforgiven. Unforgiven there in 4th, with Silly Shot in 5th. It's Sumi Dan now up in 6th. Hoggy still has managed to hold off and break the spirit there of Nordy, who's dropping back a little bit in 8th, and Willard in 9th. As the light really does disappear, as all we see is headlights now, as we watch these guys battle around the Red Bull Ring in Austria. A great racing track. It's a short track, but some of these turns and the straights lead for some really good overtaking zones under braking, and it's really great to see some of this close racing that we've got here. As DJ, I don't know if that's a game glitch, but it looks like he's done matching laps on laps 10 and 11, which is incredible consistency there from DJ, if that is the case. But we do know the game does sometimes glitch on the replays and shows things we don't necessarily that aren't necessarily true. But good work from DJ as Sai now dropping into the 131, so maybe just having a little bit of a lull, and he's going to go back on the charge, or maybe he made a minor mistake. But Enzo Jack is starting to come back at Sai now, so Enzo Jack, as you can see there, into the high 1 minute 30s now, and starting to put the pressure on Sai up in front. We've got rain, so we're 7 minutes from the end of the race. We've got rain. Enzo Jack just times it right, dives into the pits, but Sai and DJ on soft tyres, they are still going round, and we're up to the first bar of rain, as you can see in the bottom left. Enzo Jack being the first dive into the pits, but Unforgiven staying out on the softs. Bloody Shot staying out on the softs. Has Enzo Jack made an absolute blinder by diving straight into the pits for wet tyres, or is it a mistake, and is this just a little shower? Sumi Dan has stayed out on the soft as well, but Enzo Jack, Hoggy, Nordy and Willard all diving into the pits for wet tyres. Now, is this going to be just a shower, or is this going to be a race-defining moment for these guys? Oh, it looks like we've got tyre squirts. So Sire's lost it. DJ's lost it on the soft tyres. They're all struggling now. So the rain is nearly up to the halfway point. This is going to be at least an intermediate finish of the race. Unbelievable stuff here out of nowhere. Sumi Dan is spinning. He can't even get back on the right path. Sai has just managed to get himself back up and running. So Enzo Jack then. Sixth place for Enzo Jack, but he's out on the intermediate tyres. Hoggy on the full wet tyres. With a 3.5 second time penalty to boot. Unfortunate for Hoggy there, but that might not make a lot of difference, as he may well still make progress as the other guys are struggling. Nordy in 8th and Willard in 9th, both on the intermediates. We've lost Silly Shots. A Silly Shot has spun. Silly Shot dropping back, struggling on those soft tyres. Sumi Dan has lost out to Enzo Jack. So Enzo Jack already up into 4th, despite having pitted, and he's closing in on Unforgiven. So Unforgiven going to be the next victim for Enzo Jack, and he does. He goes round the outside, just drives past Unforgiven, who's struggling on those soft tyres. So now he goes on up after DJ, and these guys really struggling on those soft tyres. Despite the pit stop, Enzo Jack is now staring at first place if he can get past DJ. And he does look to be making an easy job of it, getting up to the bumper as Sai now gets into the pits. DJ staying out. URL DJ is staying out. As his race engineer is giving him information, this is just going to be a shower, and can he hold on? He is fighting that car on those soft tyres, but Sai has given up. He's gone into the pits. Unforgiven into the pits. Hoggy now up into 4th. Nordy up into 5th. Oh, Sai and Unforgiven into the pits. Is it Sumi Dan into the pits? It's Sumi Dan into the pits, Silly Shot into the pits. So these guys have really lost out now. Enzo Jack tearing off into the lead, having made that immediate dive into the pits, having realised the wet situation. Can he now? Is that rain going to... The rain seems to have stopped, but is the track now going to be wet enough to make those intermediates take him to the end of the race? It does look to be the case. Can URL DJ hold on those soft tyres for a bit of a dry line? He's now got Hoggy and Nordy for company. This is just turning this race absolutely on its head. And it's something that can happen at the Red Bull Ring. And we have now got an absolute barnstormer of a finish. Enzo Jack clearing off out in front, having made that absolute race-defining decision there to get straight onto those wet tyres. And he has benefited the most out of this rain shower, as now Euro DJ has lost out to Hoggy and Nordy, both sticking it up the inside, benefiting from the wet tyres, and we are not below that first bar yet, so we are still looking at intermediate tyres for this remainder of this race so far. DJ could still come into his own towards the end if that dry line starts to appear, but it doesn't look like it, and we only have 3 minutes left, which is going to be basically 2 and a bit laps of this race. So it's not looking good for DJ either, as Willard now makes his way past DJ into 4th place. Sai now out on the mediums in 6th. Unforgiven is 7th on the intermediates. Sorry, not mediums, intermediates. It's Sumi down on the intermediates, and Silly Shot is... Oh, Silly Shot's got an issue. Silly Shot has got an issue, and he is stuck in the pits. I don't know what's going on, but he doesn't look to be moving anywhere. So Jack is now comfortably out in front with Hoggy there in 2nd place. Hoggy looking good on those full wets though. Got some good confidence. He's quicker than Enzo Jack on that last lap by a couple of tenths. So can he make inroads? Is it the wet tyres? Oh, Naughty looking to move on it. Hoggy. So maybe intermediates is the best tyre. So Naughty up in front of Hoggy. So can Naughty make a move after Enzo Jack? He's a second quicker than Enzo Jack on that last lap. So is Naughty on those intermediate tyres going to put the pressure on and not allow Enzo Jack to get away? Willard in 4th, looking to close up. Willard even quicker again on 36, so Willard also looking good. I have heard that Naughty is particularly good in the wet, so maybe that's going to come into his own now as we look at moving forward. Enzo Jack, what lap time is he going to do as he crosses the line? A 35.8 for Enzo Jack as Naughty now comes across the start finish line. A 35.6, and Naughty is quicker than Enzo Jack at this moment in time. Hoggy with a 37.7, so not quite the pace. Those wet tyres do seem to be the wrong choice as Willard. 35.6 as well for Willard, so Willard looking to make moves on Hoggy as we come towards this race. Can Willard stick it on the podium after starting from the back of race 1, being at the back of race 2 as well for most of this race, but benefiting from that rainstorm? And the rain has comfortably stopped. The track is drying out, but DJ struggling, but Sai coming at him. They're both now on Sai on the intermediate tyres, of course. So DJ maybe not has made the best decision there by staying on the softs. They might be okay for one more for the next lap, but he's just going to lose too much time, I think. The Sai now up into 5th. Good recovery from Sai considering everything that happened. And Unforgiven there, now out on the intermediate tyres in 7th, and Sumi down in 8th, and Silly Shot out in 9th. Oh, Silly Shot on the soft tyres. Oh, so I think Silly Shot perhaps hit the wrong button, and he's taken those soft tyres again, and it's just not benefiting. And he's waited to cross the line, but he's not waited long enough, so he's going to have to do a lap. I think he was trying to make sure that he didn't have to do another lap. Unfortunate stuff there from Silly Shot. He's going to have to go round again. But Enzo Jack now on the final lap, flashing of the lights, takes the checkered flag, and a victory for the Ferrari, for Team Ferrari. Naughty takes 2nd place for the Porsche. Great stuff from Naughty as Hoggy holds on to 3rd, but he does lose out to Willard as by virtue of a time penalty. So Willard takes the 3rd spot on the podium. Great stuff from Willard. Hoggy in 4th, Fly in 5th. Stick for DJ holding on those soft tyres. Unforgiven now coming around the final turn to take 7th place. Unfortunate for Unforgiven, but it got caught out by the rain and he finishes in 7th. And front runners, it's Sumi Dan coming round in 8th place. And then we look to Silly Shot coming round, struggling round on those soft tyres in 9th place, which will give me a chance to just thank everybody for paying watching the commentary, listening to what I've got to say about it, and I do appreciate your time. And this has been a cracking couple of races. I really enjoyed watching these, and I enjoyed taking part in them as well. But great stuff to watch. Some really good clean racing, and a testament to these guys out on track, putting their skills to the test in the Ferraris and the Porsches. And it does look like the Ferraris win out at the Red Bull Ring, as it seems, but that may all change at the next round at Laguna Seca, which I will be bringing you shortly. As Silly Shot then finishes up, crosses the line, and all that remains to say is thank you very much for watching. I've been your commentator, Enzo Jack, and we shall see you for the next round at Laguna Seca.